Welcome to this video on what's new for GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code 1.126 that was released in June 2026. Follow me along as I demo new features. Enjoy! Having insights in cost and what a session costs in terms of AI tokens is crucial nowadays. So what you can already see is when you hover over one answer that Copilot provided, you can see the amount of credits here in the right bottom. And if I scroll up, this is a different question or a different prompt that costs another amount of credits. But now in the context window usage, you can see the total session cost. So that's all of the different interactions with Copilot added up in terms of AI credits, so you can see what the total session has cost. When choosing a model, you can choose between different levels of reasoning if the model supports it, and you can choose different context windows. These used to be two different selections. If I choose a model like Opus 4.8, it has the context that you can choose from 200K or 1 million, and the thinking effort, and these have now been combined into one selection box, so I can both select the thinking effort as well as the context size. And apart from that, if I do the model selector, I open the model selector, I hover over the model, you will see a more comprehensive overview, and if we choose, for example, GPT 5.5, you can see the cost of choosing the default or the long context window. So this is the, in this case, I think it's 200K, and this is the 1 million K context window. So then the cost of the tokens is different. In the case of anthropic models, you will see only one column here, and that is because they don't make a distinction between the cost of the different context windows. So that's why that is different. The agents window that was introduced a while ago got some new updates. One of them is if you have a session open, you can add a new tab. That was already there as far as I know, because I remember demoing this before, but you can now start a parallel conversation. So for example, write the documentation for this feature. And the feature we're asking Copilot to implement is to add a controller for the pilot model. So we have two tabs now here in the same session. The funny thing is I couldn't get this to work while the first session was running. So you might run into that as well, and I assume that this will be solved pretty soon. You can change the name of the tab if that works better for you. So if you double click it and then docs enter, then it will rename it to docs. Sometimes the titles are pretty long, and it can help to, rewrite those titles in a shorter way. The agents window has another cool update. I like this a lot, to be honest, personally. I'm here in a session where I have my classic change where the engine sound property is added to the plain model. It also made changes to the controller. So as you can see, the engine sound is described here. But to be honest, I'd rather like really a description of what the engine sounds like. So I selected this line now, and as you can see, a pop-up appears with add feedback. So let's do that. Change this to a string representation of what the engine sounds like. Enter, and now I have the comment here, which is very similar to the experience that you would have with PRs on github.com. As you can see, a button appeared here. I have submit and clear. Clear, of course, removes all of the feedback I provided, and submits it, and this submits it to Copilot. As you can see here, in the context, we already can see that there's one comment. If I now submit, what it does is it executes the /act on feedback command or prompt, and that would trigger Copilot to act on the feedback. And let's see if it picks up on the other ones as well. Yes, it does. So I only had to comment on one and it would, you know, update the other ones as well. So that's pretty cool. This is really something that that is stored on the agent host. So it's actually processed by Copilot instead of you know, typing in here, please change this engine sound to. You can now actually do it just like in a PR. And the great thing is that this actually also works with PRs. So I do have a PR here. And in this PR, it added a model for the pilot. So, sorry, not a model, but a controller. So as you can see, the controller is right here. I already provided feedback. To be honest, I didn't check if that worked. So there's a whole lot going on here. But I asked it to provide an update method for the pilot. So let's see if it did that, because otherwise I will ask it again. It doesn't matter. So I'm selecting it here, and as you can see at the left-hand side, it actually is a PR on github.com. And I'll ask it add an update method as well to update the properties of the pilot. Okay, and again, we get the submit button here. Keep in mind, this is actually running on a PR. As you can see, follow-up comment added to number 33. This is the PR number 33 in my repository. And it's actually running this on the Copilot coding agent. So as you can see, Copilot is running, it has begun work. And of course, I'm now not going to wait until the cloud agent has finished. But I think it's a pretty cool experience, completely native, using tools. There is a tool list comments and a tool resolve comments that work with this to make this all happen. And what you can also do is you run a code review. So we can do that. Let's see, for this one, close this. This is the local session. It asks, no, let me choose this one. Close, clean up a little bit. So this is the engine sound thing. So you could also do a code-review. And what this does is the other way around, that it would add a comment in your code. But generally this only happens if the feedback is in one of the files that is changed, because otherwise it will provide the feedback here just in the response. So it depends a little bit. So let's see if we're lucky or not. I think we're not. So normally it would provide an additional inline comment, and it didn't do that. But trust me, use the /code review to see how this works. It's pretty cool.